Most budget shotgun mics do one thing. They sit on top of your camera, they sound better than your camera's built-in mic, and that's pretty much the end of the story. But this one here, this one does a lot more than that. It's a shotgun mic, it's wireless, it has a 32 gig backup recorder built in, you can control it from your phone, and the whole thing is only $249. So the question is not, is this the best shotgun mic ever made? The better question is this one of the most versatile budget shotgun mics you can buy right now? Let's find out. What's up? I'm Royce and welcome to my channel where I talk about all things film and tech. And today we're looking at the Comica VM40. And I'm going to focus on what makes it such a flexible budget shotgun mic. Quick disclosure, Comica did send me this unit, but I actually already bought the VM40 with my own money a long time ago, but I lost that one a few months back, unfortunately. So this is not my first time using it. They didn't get to see this video before it went live, and all thoughts and opinions are my own. Comica's VM40 is the follow-up to their VM30. And the reason it caught my attention is not one single spec, but it's a combination of things. You get a super cardioid shotgun mic, wireless transmission, 32-bit float internal recording, 32 gigs of onboard storage, a safety track at -6 dB, and a Bluetooth app control from your phone. The transmitter is basically the shotgun mic itself. It's a long tube, super cardioid pickup, OLED screen, onboard controls, USB-C, and internal recording. You can use it like a normal shotgun mic, mount it on camera, put it on a C-stand, even boom it over a scene, whatever makes sense for the setup. Then the receiver goes on your camera. The mic sends audio to the receiver over 2.4 gigahertz. The receiver sends that audio into your camera through the included TRS cable. So your camera still gets a normal audio feed, but the mic can be placed somewhere better than directly on top of the camera. And at the same time, the VM40 can also record internally to its own 32 gigabyte storage. The receiver also lets you switch output modes from mono, stereo, or safety. The receiver also gives you a headphone monitoring option at the camera. In wireless mode, Comica recommends setting the transmitter gain first, then adjusting the receiver gain after that. Now we can talk about what actually matters. How does it sound? First, you're hearing the VM40 as is, no denoise, no extra processing, just the mic feeding the camera. Now I'm going to turn on the background noise reduction in the app so we can hear what that sounds like. First, I will do low. All right, so now the setting is on low, background noise. Again, this room's not too noisy, but I do have some storage devices. I have a NAS set up. Make some humming noises every now and then. I usually kind of have to add a little bit of noise reduction in post, just so you guys, don't hear it kind of like on the low end. So yeah, that is low. Now I'm gonna switch it to high. So a lot of times with denoising, especially when it's on a high setting, you wanna see how much it really compresses that audio. Even if there isn't a lot of audio in the background to kind of compress, sometimes it still has to work overboard to make sure everything is just completely gone and silent. So everything sounds super compressed because it just has overly insane amounts of denoising going on. All right, so now I'm going to turn that off. So yeah, let me know what you guys think of that. Me personally, I don't add any denoising while filming. I like to add that in post so I can have more control. And since we're in the app, I can also show you here the receiver and the transmitter. We can see how much battery is left. Under mode, I can hit mono and I can change those settings right here to stereo or safety. I'll just keep it at mono right now. And on the transmitter, I have low cut on. I usually like to keep that on. You can mute the mic and you can even record straight from here. So I can record to my camera and, as I mentioned earlier, record straight to the shotgun mic itself for that backup. I can just trigger it right here. That way you don't have to be awkward and fiddle with it and try and reach around your camera. Now the cool thing too that I did not mention is the receiver can link up to 2 of these transmitters, 2 of these shotgun mics, which makes it really cool and replicates those DJIs, those Rode mics, but with a shotgun mic. So you can have one mounted on your camera. You can have the other one mounted on a boom somewhere off there. So you're getting double the coverage, which is really awesome. Or for interview settings, you don't want to have a lav on the talent for whatever reason. You can mic these up, pointing at both of the talent there to get that audio. Me personally, I don't like to see mics. I don't know. I'm just old school like that. And now if I click on settings here in the top right, I can go down to transmitter 1 settings. I can also change things here, adding denoise, output mode, all within the settings as well. And the transmitter in bit depth, we see it's at 24-bit. Now I am kind of cheating because I'm recording to my Nikon ZR, which records 32-bit float within the camera itself. It's really one of those small features that makes the ZR so cool. But for even more backup, you now can have the 32-bit float on the ZR, and then I can switch this and get 32-bit float straight from the mic as well. Now let's talk about battery life. Comica advertises 32 hours of battery life in wired mode. They advertise 10 hours in wireless mode, and both are pretty accurate in my testing, but here's the thing that you might not think about for using the 32-bit float internal recording feature, which is probably the whole reason you're interested in this mic anyway. That battery life is going to drop pretty significantly. And I would say that 10 hours cuts down to more about 4 or 5 hours realistically. So if this is your primary form of recording, you're going to shoot a short film, 4 or 5 hours, that's not going to cut it. You know, you're going to have to worry about charging this thing or have 2 of them so you can replace it. So yeah, important to keep in mind. Now the overall build quality, I haven't talked about that yet. It's pretty good. It's not the most premium feel, but the overall kit is generous. And that is a big part of why this mic feels budget friendly. You get the transmitter and receiver, a 2-in-1 USB-C charge and output cable, a TRS cable for cameras, a TRRS cable for phones, foam windscreen and fur wind muff, plus 3/8, 5/8, and 1/4 thread adapters, which means it can mount to a C-stand, a hot shoe, or a boom pole without you making a random emergency B&H cart at midnight. Now to me, the actual app is the unsung feature. You can adjust, control everything you want right there. You obviously can do that on the transmitter and receiver, but it gets a little bit complicated, and I would recommend just checking the manual. I know I didn't go into too much detail here, but honestly, for me, download the app and just do that. It doesn't have the best reviews, but honestly, for me, for what it does, I think it's fine. None of this makes it the best shotgun mic in the world, but it does make it one of the more complete budget kits I've seen. So for $249, it covers a lot of jobs. Camera mounted talking head, it's good for run and gun, no long cable for mic to recorder, perfect for interviews and documentary work. You can keep a shotgun style pickup without being locked to the camera position or having lavs and worry about hiding those if you're not good at mounting the traditional lavalier mics, or you don't want to use the Rode or DJI type mics. The backup recording gives you that assurity, that safety, and even just the travel altogether. The whole rig fits in the included case, and this is by no means meant to replace your XLR workflows where your whole audio chain is built around professional XLR gear. That's not what this is for. But I would definitely label this as a creator shotgun mic that can cover more setups than most mics at this price. You should consider the VM40 if you're a one-person band, if you want one mic that can live on camera, move off camera, if you shoot interviews and want wireless without ditching shotgun mic pickup. Also, if you already own lavalier mics, but you want a shotgun style option for a second tier of audio, or if you're someone building a kit on a budget and every piece of gear needs to earn its spot. And you should probably skip this mic if you need that XLR workflow, worrying about that battery management if you want to take full advantage of the 32-bit float, or you only need a simple on-camera mic, you don't care about the wireless internal recording, you don't need the app. In that case, you can probably spend less on something else. But as I mentioned how the receiver can link to 2 of these shotgun mics at the same time, Comica also sells a VM40 combo where 2 come included in the kit. Here's my final take. Caveats are real. I want to be, explicit about that. Battery life in 32-bit float is tight. The build is more consumer than pro, and it's just not built for pro workflows. But if you're a solo creator or a filmmaker trying to build a small audio kit that can handle a bunch of different situations, like most of us usually do anyway, this thing makes a lot of sense. So if that's you, make sure to hit the link in my description if you want to pick one up. And that's it for this video. Hopefully you found it helpful. If so, please like and subscribe to the channel to see more content like this. And until next time, I'll catch y'all later.